This is our 2023 Tesla Model Y, and I just barely finished putting PPF on it as well as ceramic coating, and I'll put links in the description below and cards above to those videos if you're interested in watching them. I also just recently put some personalization on it for aesthetics. We have some carbon fiber trim pieces for the covering up the wood dash in the car, as well as some Alcantara cover on the center console. In today's video, I'm going to be going through some accessories for the car to help with organization and cleaning. We're going to be taking this car on several really big road trips this year, and so these accessories will really come in handy for living in the car basically for several weeks at a time. All these accessories were sent to me for testing by 3 Amazon stores: FitAllS, ShowEV, and BMZX. I only accept products for review with 0 stipulations, so I'm sharing my experience with these accessories installing them now, and I'll mention later in road trip videos how well they're working for us. These accessories are what I'm going to be putting in the car today. So we have a silicone trash can that goes into a cup holder. We have here some organization compartments, which I will get into. We have some under screen storage box here. Here we have a cell phone holder that attaches to the top of the center screen in the Model Y. And then here we have a little vacuum for travel. And then we have a cover. This is a sunshade that goes on the ceiling of the Model Y. So let's get started. I'm not going to install these accessories in any particular order, so I just kind of randomly grabbed this one. This is my first time unboxing these as well. And so this is the cell phone holder itself. It's a flexible silicone. And then we have up here. So this is for if you want the phone on the right side or the left side, you'll use one arm over the other. And then this is the piece that attaches to the screen. This is where it's going to go. Just slots down right here on the screen, and that fits really snugly perfectly. It was not too tight, but just enough that it's definitely not going to rattle around at all. And then up here you can see there's an attachment point and then an attachment point. So I'm going to grab the left one, and then it just slides down just like that, without even being able to see it, because that's on the back side. That actually is really easy to do. And then this is the actual cell phone holder, and then it has a screw here on the back, so you undo that screw. There you go. Now I'm going to tighten this, and now I can put my cell phone right there. And of course I want to tighten that up just enough so that it won't move around when I don't want it to. Now you'll notice right here that the case, the side of it is, this is more like a levered portion to put constant side pressure, and it's got a bump there. So that is meant to expand outward. My phone right now doesn't have a case on it, and so you can see it's kind of loose here. For the purposes of the car and driving, this is probably fine, but they've clearly designed this to be able to accommodate the largest phones out there with cases on them, and so my phone is just a little bit on the loose side. I don't think that that's a big deal though. Like I said, most people would have cases, and this is holding it, and it's not like we're going to be going crazy off-roading and off jumps. If this was on my Talaria or an ATV or something, this would be far too loose, of course. I will continue to, of course, use this on road trips and whatnot, and we'll see how well it fares. Also, it has down here the bottom point where the weight of the phone rests, and it has a cutout there so that you can have charging cable going up into the bottom of the phone so that the phone can be charged up here. Now, most people would typically just put their phone down here on the wireless phone chargers, and we'll potentially be doing that as well. But I thought this would be fun to try, and this definitely gets the phone way up here, right within the line of sight of visibility of the road. If I wanted to have some alternative directions, like from a better route planner or something like that on my phone here. Now in this package, it isn't just the cell phone holder up here. It is also, you can see down here, the sunglasses sticking out. There is a soft silicone organizer right here. And this interfaces right here with the organizer. So I'm going to pop those down right there, and you can just hangs right there. And it's actually not even visible from the front where I am, but you can reach back there and have sunglasses or whatever you want hanging right there. So that's kind of cool. And lastly, it comes with this microfiber towel, which I will just leave up here in the storage compartment for now. The next accessory that I grabbed was the silicone trash can. This is probably the simplest device of all of them. You can see it is literally what it says. It's made out of silicone, and it's a trash can. It's a tiny little miniature can that has a lid and a hinge and it's pretty basic. It fits within the cup holders. So as an example, if I put it here in the cup holder, this could be your trash can. Now, most people wouldn't squander their prime real estate of their center cup holders for it. And so most people would probably put it over here on a door. So I can put it just right there as an example. And then when we're on road trips, we can just drop our garbage in there and it keeps it nice and contained. Normally we're just dropping the garbage straight down into this whole pocket and it gets scattered everywhere down in there. Now for the next accessory box, this is a similar vein to the previous one. This is a couple of different silicone organizers. And so this one, for instance, is kind of a generic organizer. It has a lid on it, and you can put your sunglasses in here or any other random things. And on the back, you can see that they have double-sided Velcro, basically. So you've got a Velcro patch right here, and then this red area is what you would peel off, and it sticks to something, and then you can temporarily pull it off with Velcro, or it just stays attached with the Velcro. So as an example of a place where I can put it, this is on the passenger side of the center console, and you can see there's carpet down here. So I can just peel off these swatches here and then turn this around and decide on exactly where you want to put it, but you can just put it somewhere. I guess that's crooked. But you can see it's basically the Velcro will stick to any carpeted surface, and so this is a perfectly fine place to put it, and then we can just relocate it anywhere else that we might want to later. And then over here we have a much bigger container, just like that. And this is actually purpose-built for being a garbage can in the back. So I'm going to pull this out, which we'll get to in just a moment, and let's swing around over here. You can see there's Velcro here on the back of it, and so that holds it in place. So you just get it lined up right here, and then push it straight back, and then the Velcro attaches automatically to that carpet, and now this is stuck there. So this is for the girls to put their garbage in, or any other random things that they want to, just an organizer here in the back that stays in place. This is the last piece that was in there, and this is a cup holder. So this is a sleeve that obviously just drops down right here, and looks like it's designed to go in this orientation. It has a little mention there of the card. You could put your driving card right underneath this, but that's kind of unnecessary simply because you only need the card there for when you first start the car, and then you can drive without it. But where these cup holders are helpful is we have found when we put our metal water bottles in here that this doesn't hold them snugly and they rattle around a lot. So this will keep them from rattling. It's more snug. You can see down the bottom that there are 3 points that stick out, but they're soft, flexible silicone. And so those will squish when you put in a cup and hold it more snugly. And then you have this little center middle area here for your chapstick or whatever you might want to put in there. The next accessory is this under-screen storage box. This is what it looks like from the front, and actually it would be oriented like this. To install this, you can see it has this thumbs up hand right here, and you push up on this and then swing it out, and then it swings to the side. And then also right here we have some rubber fingers on both sides here, and those will touch the back side here of the screen. And then here on the back of it, it has 2 slots right there and right there, and then it came with 4 of these which are labeled N3Y. This did come with instructions, and you can see the N3 stands for new model 3, and then the Y is for the Y, of course. And so I'm going to slip in these pieces that they go into the back there, and then those slide up underneath, and then I'll swing out that hand, and then that holds it in the front. I'm going to put these into the slots. So you just put this up behind the screen, and then you move those thumbs over in front. It actually fits in here really snugly. I'm impressed. You can see those feet pressed up against the Alcantara here in the back, and then the hands are pushing forward against the screen, and they are nice soft rubber hands, and they hold what tolerance there is, so that actually this is sturdy. And if I try to shake it, it doesn't move at all. So the end result is that we now have a shelf here that we can store cell phones, sunglasses, or the like on it. Now, one potential drawback, of course, is that your cell phones are going to be way down here underneath. You can still use that area, and it will still charge phones just fine, but you have about half of the visibility from up here that you had before, and before it was only about 2/3 of the height of the phone. But usually you're not looking at your phone while it's down there, you just put it there to charge. But if the passenger was trying to watch something on their phone while it was charging, that wouldn't work. This would be in the way, but I don't think that's a concern for most people. And so this has a nice rubber mat here on the bottom of it. You can see that, and it's attached in the back, but it's not attached throughout. And so that'll keep things from sliding around too much. And this will be a nice addition for organization. Now, it also came with this right here, which is another storage compartment, kind of just a generic one, similar to the one I already showed. This one doesn't have a lid though, the other one did. So as an example of where we can put this, similar to the last one, we can just peel off the Velcro swatches here. And then I'll just put it here next to the other one, just for demonstration purposes. Pretty simple, and these can be relocated elsewhere. So this one doesn't have a lid, and this one does. The next thing that I'm going to review now is that roof cover. So I've already taken it out of the bag, and it does come with some instructions. So I'm going to just show that briefly here. You can see it has some clasps that go on the edge of it, and then those go around the perimeter like that there. And then I'll fit it up into the roof area. I've never done this before, so we'll find out how easy this is. This is one of the pieces here, and you can see I got the white or kind of a silvery color. There is a black option as well, and on the other side of it is where it's more silvery. And then this is the other portion of it, so there's two pieces to it. And then right here, these are the clasps that go around at the edge, and those hold on to the edge of the cover, and then up here in the roof, they slot in right here underneath the glass in between the trim. So like I said, I'm going to get this installed and I'll show you how it goes. And this is the end result. You can see it's pretty much completely blocking all of the light coming through the ceiling. And we're going to be camping in the car this summer, and so this will be great to have to minimize some of that morning sunlight and also the heat from the summer. The biggest difficulty that I had is that right here, the distance between, well, there isn't any distance between this trim piece and the glass. It's like completely butted up against the glass. And so fitting in these clasp pieces, which are supposed to go in between there, wasn't possible right here. I could have pulled the trim down more, but I honestly didn't need to, because I have one up here in the front and another one over here. And then also this one had the same problem, but it seems to be staying up there just fine without those two pieces. We will keep these up when we're on a road trip or if the weather is really hot, but we do like to be able to see out of the ceiling, so we're not going to just leave this up all of the time. If we lived in a really hot climate, like, I don't know, Phoenix, Arizona as an example, then we'd probably just leave this up all of the time. Also, when we're camping in the car, it's nice to minimize some of the light, and potentially sometime I'll get some covers for the side windows as well, and then it will work especially well for that. Yeah, in general, we're going to use these as needed, and we'll just keep them in the front of the car probably, and then we'll put them up when we need to. And these were easy enough to put up that it's not a hard thing to put them up and take them down. And now for the last accessory is this little tiny vacuum. So this is a battery powered vacuum. It has a USB-C port, and you can charge it from USB-C. And so I just wanted to show what comes in this box, and then we'll do a little bit of initial vacuuming in here because this car already needs it, and then we'll see how well it works. So this right here is the main event. This is the vacuum itself, and you can see it's just a basic cylinder. It's pretty straightforward that way. And then it has this attachment that you can see has a filter in it, and then just a little brush on the end. And so that just connects here on the end of it. There are some arrows right there. You can see, and if those arrows line up, then you can lock it on just like that. And then you can turn it on. To turn it on, you press and hold it, and now it's on. And there's air blowing out the back here, and I can feel a little bit of air sucking out of the front. So let's see how well it works as a vacuum. Now clearly this is working better in the small areas. If you had a big, large area to do, then this would not be the greatest tool for that, simply because the tip of it is kind of on the small side. But if you're going to do it, for instance, up on seats, we have a little bit of dirt and dust from these seat cracks. It's definitely excellent for that, as well as a car seat. Anybody that has kids knows that kids get all kinds of crumbs and food if you feed them in their car seat. So this will be really nice to have on road trips to help, keep the car a little bit, cleaner, manage the cleanliness a little bit in the dirt. It's obviously not the most powerful vacuum because it's battery powered, it's a little small thing, but it's compact and it's nice and small. So if I were to be at home, I probably would just go ahead and pull this mat out of the car and then use a full-size vacuum on it. This is the sucky end of the vacuum, and at the other end is where the air blows out. And it has several different attachments. You can see I have a handful of them here that are for various purposes. And so as an example, this long one right here, you can just stick that on the end. It's just friction fit. And that now is for blowing air into an air mattress or whatever you might need to be blowing up. And then also it has a shorter stumpy one that's got a nozzle size about that big. And then another one here that's just bigger. And then there's this one. You can see different shape. And lastly, you have this little brush, and this is probably not for the, yeah, it doesn't even fit there on the end. Here's an example of where I could see that brush coming into play on the blow end. If you're blowing and you're trying to clean off a computer, as an example, maybe the brush would help blow away the dust and break it, the brush breaks it loose and the blower blows it away. It doesn't appear to me that it fits up here on the suck end at all, since this is an elongated hole. So if I pull this out, you can see I can, but it's not round, and so it's not something that I feel like you can use with these other attachments that are meant for the blow end. And also, if you look inside here, you can see there is a flap, and that's a one-way valve so that dirt will not come back out, but it blows back. So I'll turn this on and you can see that it will open up when the air starts to come in to the vacuum. I don't know how much that restricts the airflow, but it seems to have enough suction that it was able to suck up all of that garbage right there. This vacuum did come with a manual, and you can see right here on the side it does say air blowing brush. So that is what its intended purpose is. And then you can see all the other attachments along there as well. And you can see right here it has some information about how to charge it. It did come with a USB-C cable, and then you have to plug that into your own travel charger or car charger as it shows there. 5 volts is what it's looking for. And then it charges up and has some information there about the blinking lights. So you do have to supply your own electrical source for that power cord to be plugged into. And one last feature of this vacuum is it actually has an LED light here on the bottom. So you can double tap the power button and that light will turn on, and it's useful a little bit. It's not the brightest light around, but it's something. And then you can double tap the power button again and it'll go into a flashing mode, and then double tap again and it turns it off. So I've now installed all of the accessories that I wanted to show you today, and I will include links in the description below to all of these products. We're going to continue to use these as we go on road trips this summer, and I will be mentioning here and there where it makes sense in those videos how well these storage or other comfort features are working. And this vacuum, for instance, we'll just put in the frunk, and then when we want to, we'll pull it out and use it and see how useful it is for us. I hope this has been helpful to see some accessories for the Model Y, and I'll let you know how well they work for us in the future. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.